So what's up guys, welcome to my vlog, and today's vlog will be a bit different than usual because I have something to say and something to show you as well. And you may wonder why I'm here in some kind of parking lot in the middle of nowhere pretty much. Like here, as you can see over there, there's nothing here, right? But there is. And it is this. So, this is my new bike. This is a Suzuki SF V650 Gladius. As you can see, this is the ABS model. It's from 2011. And as you can also see, it's in a very good condition. Actually, it had only one previous owner. That's how it looks like. I already showed you the video, but anyway, I want to show you again. This is it has around 71 horsepower or 53 kilowatts. That's the maximum power output at about 9,000 RPM. It goes to about 11,000 RPM. Oh, sorry, about 10,500 RPM. And this is the 4-stroke V-twin engine, 4 valves for each cylinder, so it's 16 valve engine. Obviously it's liquid cooled, and look at it, it looks nice. From what I heard, I don't know its top speed because I didn't test it yet, but it will go to about 140 miles an hour. Which is quite a lot, if you ask me, because normally in this country you are allowed only to do 70 miles an hour, which is twice as that you can go on this bike. Now I think the top speed is pushing it, so I think in around 130 miles an hour should be enough for this bike to assume that it can do 130 miles an hour, instead of assuming it will do 140. This is not a sports bike, it's a naked bike. As you can see, it does have some fairings. This is a fairing piece over here, and this fairing piece actually is used to, well, if I want to, sorry, not if I want to, but the air will be displaced instead of on my legs. The air will be displaced towards the radiator, which is over here. The radiator is over here, and the air will be sucked into the radiator, so the cooling is better. That's my guess, at least. That's the design. This part is actually not stock. This is a radiator cover, so that any chips and stones and stuff like that will not affect it that much. It's metal parts, and therefore it protects the radiator from damage. It has some useful things, this bike. For example, one of the useful things is crash banks. They were there when I bought it, so these things were there when I bought it. They look kind of nice on this bike. They suit the design of the bike, and they're quite good. So those were with the bike when I bought it. And obviously the camera was not. This is a shit camera, don't worry about it. I will show you some footage from this camera, but it's not a good camera. I got it as a present. It cost only like 50 quid maybe, and it does 1080p 30, sorry, not 60, but it's a shit camera. The rack, I bought it myself. I paid £100 for this alone. For just that, I pay £100 for this, and I had to buy a top box, which is another £100. So I had to spend £200 because I do need a top box, and it's very useful, especially if you want to go on a longer type of trips. You do have to have a top box. I am also thinking about panniers, so doing the side boxes over here. I'm thinking about that, but I don't know yet. It costs a bit money because the rack itself costs £100 around, and then each pannier costs around £100 as well. 80, £100, depends on what type of styling do you want, and depends on what type of load you can carry and stuff like that. Alright, so that's how my bike looks like. There's some things. So example, there's ABS. ABS is on the front and on the back. So this bike has ABS. This is the ABS model. There are some models which do not have ABS. Naked bike, stylish. Actually, it is cheaper to insure from what I heard, because naked bikes don't have plastic, and therefore they're cheaper to insure because in case of a crash you don't have to replace the plastic. If you fall off from the bike, you don't have to replace the plastic, especially it has those crash bangs, so that's very good. It has double discs on the front, so the double brake discs at the front, one only disc brake at the back. Obviously it is propelled by chain, and an engine, of course. What else? There's 2 spark plugs, I believe. It has 2 spark plugs. And what else can I tell you? Let me see. I will show you some footage actually of me riding it, and I'll ride and continue this talk in a moment. But in overall, I just wanted to show you. That's how it looks like. And I will show you actually some, not show you, but tell you some bad things I don't like about this bike. First of all, you may notice this is not stock. These mirrors are not stock. They're not original, and I like to have my bikes original as they can be. Obviously, they look fine. They're not bad. Work perfectly fine. I'm not gonna change them, for now at least. So that's fine. Differences to my other bike. This bike has actually hazard warnings, which I didn't have in the past. It has a kill switch. My 125 doesn't have a kill switch and doesn't have hazard lights. It doesn't have a pass light. There's a button that I can flash my headlights. So it flashes my headlights, allowing people to pass, for example. A horn is obvious, starter and indicators as usual, and dipped and maybe. I have a computer over here, so I will show you that in a moment. And besides that, ABS at the back, ABS at the front, I said that. Another bad, oh yeah, it has alarm, obviously. So this bike is alarmed, and it is alarmed from the factory, so it is a proper alarm, not some kind of third party, and I have papers for that as well, which is good. The previous owner had that. So I have an alarm on it, and I also have one thing that I don't like about this bike, and that is not the color. The color is fine. I mean, grey is fine. It's not black, but I would prefer it white. Although I've seen in Suzuki Gladys white, and they're white and blue, for example. I don't like that kind of combination. White and black I've seen, but they have this kind of racing thing over here, which I didn't like. I could take it off, but this color is nice as well. I like it. The only main thing I don't like is the main stand. It doesn't have that, and that's very hard to actually work on the bike if you don't have a main stand, because you cannot just level it normally. You have to play around with it. But it has spindles, so you can use a paddock stand for the rear. For the front, it doesn't have that. You can probably prop it somewhere else. Alright, so let me just show it to you. Let me just let me sit down on it, and I'll take you for a spin. If I take off my gloves from my backpack. Alright, don't worry about this. This is my reserve. I have to tank it. but I'm not in a hurry. When the light is flashing, it means that there is like 4 liters of fuel left, so it's about a gallon of fuel left. And neutral is neutral. ABS, as you can see, there is a light for ABS. I will turn it on. There is a light for ABS. The ABS light will stay on until I move off. So until I move off and gain some kind of 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 miles an hour, the ABS light should turn off. If it doesn't turn off, actually I'm fucked. I have to go and check my ABS. This bike has actually a throttle system, which makes the idle controlled by computer. So it has kind of computer controlled idle, which is revs, and this limits, not limits, but lowers perhaps the fuel consumption as well as exhausts. So from what I know, this one is a Euro 4 bike, so it will comply with the new rules. I won't have problem with that. I think I've touched that. The other lights, which are obviously not on, because if they were on, I could be fucked potentially. But they're not. Everything works on this bike as it should. Oil has been changed and everything. So let me show you how this bike rides. Let me turn up my... Okay, that's my visor. So stop over here and I will show you the acceleration of this bike after I take off. There. And that's the acceleration. That's 60 miles an hour on the third gear, man. This is the acceleration of this bike. Other things, this bike is so easy to ride around with. I ride on the higher gears because I want to conserve the fuel. But usually you don't have to ride 35 miles an hour, you don't have to do it on 4th gear. But higher gear means less fuel consumption. I am fuel economical because I actually pay for the most expensive fuel for this bike, so I tank it with the super unleaded, and therefore, yeah, it cost me £1.40 for a litre of fuel, which is at 10p more than normal fuel for bikes. So I pay 10p on a litre and more. It's not that much, but if you tank 10 litres, that's £1. And that's a difference. So braking is very simple. It has very good brakes. The riding quality is shit on this bike, but it's to be expected. Bigger bikes are usually not very comfortable. Maybe the adventure bikes. This is not an adventure bike, this is a street bike, and a naked bike at that. Therefore, it's not the best type of comfort kind of thing. If you go, as I said, with adventurer or something like that, they may be more comfortable, because adventurers have to take under consideration different kind of maybe long journeys pretty much, but maybe also different environments. So for example, I'm riding on the road, but they may do off-road as well, or more of a gravel kind of road or something like that. So I don't know which ones. I mean, 125, the Honda CBF 125 is much more comfortable than this one. I can tell you that right now. So yes, that's my new bike. It's very comfortable. It's comfortable for a couple of minutes, and then it starts to get very bad. So as I said, the comfort for this bike is not the best, but I plan to buy an air cushion for this bike, and maybe the comfort will increase, because I do plan to do long journeys on this bike, and I will show you vlogs or videos basically of that in the future. I still have my 125. My brother, when he gets his CBT and when he gets his insurance, I'll bring it to him and give it to him, and then I'll buy a radio. I don't have the radio yet, but I'll buy a radio, and then we can do like a kind of CBT training on the road. So he'll be in front of me and I'll be behind him, giving him some instructions. That's my plan, at least. But as I said, He has booked already the CBT, he told me, on 6 because they didn't have any... Okay, whatever. Yeah. Oh, he changed the lanes. He didn't have, at least the school didn't have any other times available, so he had to do it next month on 6th, and he's doing it on weekend. I gave him some of my other clothes, such as pants I never almost used, a kind of winter pants. He doesn't have them. Now he does, but he didn't have any winter pants, and winter is upon us, and he's gonna use this bike to commute to work. And therefore I gave him my pants, which I bought not too long ago, but I didn't use them because I have my other RST pants, which are for winter, and I have my where is this? Okay, there it is. Also RST actually, jeans, Kevlar jeans. I actually want to buy new Kevlar jeans because they're kind of 3-year-old, kind of old. Still like them, but... And besides that, yeah, new videos will be coming out when I have time. This will be the bike I'll also now do vlogs on, but you will see 125 as well. So there will be videos with 125 as long as my brother doesn't get his CBT. I still like my 125. I'm not a person that would just discard the bike because I got a new one. No, I still use it. All the vlogs, I have this bike for 2 months now. I didn't just say anything, but I have this bike for 2 months. And all the vlogs, actually not 1 month, over a month, not 2. All the vlogs you saw in the past a month or something like that were on my 125. And I still use this bike. It's just that I didn't put up videos from it. I have some videos from this bike, but as I said, I wanted to do this kind of reveal video, and that will be the bike I will be using from now on, as well as my 125 occasionally, of course. That's a nice cruiser. And that's pretty much it, guys, from me. Hope you enjoyed my videos. Now I have... Actually, no, I have some announcements as well, so let me just continue that. Let me go straight then. So I'll continue. Normally I would just turn right over there. But I'll go straight. And I'll talk about something else. First of all, one more thing about the bike. Because I'm so excited. I mean, I wanted to always do the review video kind of thing. Never done it. This is my first attempt. Probably will look like shit. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no, it probably will look like shit. But this bike, actually, if you stay on 3rd gear and you go like 10 miles an hour, it won't die on you. It will actually go. Even on 4th gear, you can go. On the 3rd gear, let me just change the gears. I'll show you that I can actually start on the 3rd gear and I'll go. I will not stall. On my 125, on my Honda, I would stall on 3rd gear because there's just not enough power. Look, look, I'm going, and I didn't even add a lot of power. It would just go. Amazing! This bike cannot stall. You can start, you can forget to change the gears down on rights, you stay on 3rd and you can still go, you don't have to change the gears. Great, man! It changes a lot. It's just like heaven and earth comparison, man. So yeah, that's one thing. And the other thing, obviously, well, you start better off with with 1st gear, but you can do it on 3rd if you forget. That's what I meant. The other thing I wanted to talk about is some changes in my channel. First of all, I did change the art. The channel art changed a bit. I did some stuff in Photoshop and changed the art a bit. I thought the other one was kind of shit, and you know, this one is much better. It's black and white, which is my favorite colors, my favorite combination of colors. So it's black and white, and it has a go-kart in it, a bike in it, and camera in it. So that means, well, I pretty much do. It has links to my new Instagram account. So if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram right now, and I'll be posting new photos, new kind of videos and stuff like that on there from now on. As well as on YouTube, obviously vlogs will be available on YouTube as well. It's just that there will be some stuff, maybe I'll find or something like that, will be on Instagram as well. And do follow me if you want to. I would appreciate that, obviously, because I just started it off. I never had Instagram, so I'm new to this thing. Besides that, I'll have to update the channel again actually on YouTube, because now I have Suzuki SFV 650 Gladius ABS model, so I have to update that and display that. There'll be more stuff from me coming out. I'll be showing you some more videos, and there are some videos in the pipeline I already have. It's just that I waited with those videos until I actually release a video where I reveal my bike really, and that's pretty much that. So those are the changes. I have Instagram now, so if you want to, you can follow me. I also have changed the channel art. I'll change over here, so that I don't follow the crowd. I want to do it in peace. Besides that, as I said, the art changed, and Instagram is new kind of thing, so you can do that. And that's pretty much that. So from now on you will see this bike. I'm proud of this bike, I like it. I mean, I like it a lot. I like my 125 as well, but I like this one better. And besides that, that's pretty much it, guys. So I think I need a new message for the end. So follow me on Instagram. It's blastonwheels. You can find it on my channel art, and you can also find it on my kind of link section, also next to the channel art, and well, in the video. So you hear about that. You can also subscribe to me on YouTube. I would appreciate that, and you can like the videos as well. Share them, or I don't know, what else is there? Besides that, that's pretty much it, I think. Oh yes, no, there's one more thing actually. My novel. I added a link to the art with my novel. It's on Web Novel, and you can click on there, and it will get you straight to my novel. You can read it if you haven't yet. So that's great as well. And that's pretty much that, guys. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and well, visit in the future due to this video. And I will see you next time, probably on this bike as well. Blast out!